Okay, so now let's move on. Let's talk about Cardi B, because Offset out here being a bitch, and Cardi had to go in a rant. Now, normally I'd be up in here being like, Cardi, stop posting your stuff on social media. Stop clapping back on social media. You always go to social media with the drama. But this time I'm like, sis, go off. Because she out here minding her business. She's out here making her money. She's out here taking care of her children, which Offset bitch ass ain't doing. And like I've always said before, whenever I looked at Offset, I said, he is the scrub TLC warned us all about. Somebody that thinks he's fine, but also known as a buster. And broke. But I always find it weird that Cardi's estimated coin, like her net worth, it's estimated at between 80 to 100 million, and his is around 30 million. Where the hell did 30 million come from? Is that because he was attached to Cardi and Cardi helped him get that money? Because quiet as it's kept, yeah, he was a thing in Migos and all that other stuff, but nobody was really checking for him. I think mostly everybody was checking for Quavo. But until he got with Cardi, I do feel like, in the words of Beyonce, she upgraded him. And he benefited wholeheartedly from being in that relationship. And he thought because he was slinging community dick to her, that I guess at the time it was enough. And she put up with a lot of his mess while he was out here slinging his peen, community peen, as I said, to every Thomasina, Dickalina, and Harriet that he can come across. And I had to always find female versions of Tom, Dick, and Harry. So yeah, so she went on Twitter Spaces because now this heifer had the gumption, the nerve, the cheek, the absolute unlitigated gall to fix his mouth to even go and expect spousal support. Where they do that at? And I know some people going to be like, well, turnabout's a fair game. That y'all wouldn't be doing it to the men. So you should be able to do it the other way around. I could understand it if it was warranted. However, no, I don't think he deserves a dime. If this makes me come across as a hypocrite, because I feel like, oh, well, y'all be going after the men, but if it was a woman and the woman makes more money, then it should be, no. I just think that every situation is not the same. It depends on the situation. I always say, take things at a case-by-case basis. Don't take things at, because like painted with a broad brush, or it's got to be black and white and all this other stuff. I just feel like, yeah, every case should be taken in an individual situation. And in this situation, normally I'd be like, okay, now yeah, turnabout's a fair game. If the woman makes more money than the man, then the man should be able to accumulate whatever. And we'll see what happens with the same sex situation where it comes with David Geffen and his soon to be ex-husband, David, who I believe is trying to get more coin out of his billionaire husband with their whole situation. I don't think we talked about that on the show, but since it kind of plays into this, like it's kind of related in a way, I thought, let me just throw that in and pass it. So without further ado, let's get to what Miss Cardi B had to say in the Twitter Spaces. So yeah, let me find the video because I do have it in here. And then we'll come back and we will talk. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for the video, though. By the way, please hold.
Listen up, y'all listening? Listen up. The fact that I'm waking up right now, right? The fact that I'm waking up right now to see that this fuck nigga and his fuck ass team, I know it's not his team. I know it's his bitch ass. Gonna tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support, because I was asking for everything. And because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a fucking pussy ass nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die fucking slow, nigga. When you die, nigga, I want you to die slow in the bed. And while you die, nigga, you gotta think of me. Let me tell y'all something, right? When I first filed for fucking child support, my lawyer filed for child support. When I first filed for divorce, my lawyer filed for shit. And this nigga started spazzing, right? So I told my lawyer, there's a renew, what's that shit called? there's a renew there's a renew divorce paper, right? And in the renewed divorce paper, in the renewed divorce paper, um, I asked for no child support. I didn't ask for no child support because I want to be done with this marriage. Like, I feel like I'm tied up. I asked for no child support. Kiari is allowed to see my kids. There is not one day that he's not allowed to see my kids.
Y'all
Okay?
using the government.
He stood up my kids 3 times. He have seen Blossom only like 5 times. Okay? And I've been trying to save your face. But for you, stop playing saying that I don't be seeing my fucking kids. Stop playing because you don't want to look like a less of a bitch ass nigga. All right. If I keep you away from the kids, right? All right. You talk to the kids almost every single day. You call the kids every single day. I allow you to talk to the kids every single day. If I allow you to talk to the kids, why would I not allow you not to see the kids? It was a point that he was making a big deal like, oh, I'm not going to go to New York to see the kids because I'm not going to be seeing my kids in a hotel room. All right. I was like, all right, so you could see him in my mom's house. You still made it a big deal. And I love my daughter so much. Yo, if I'm lying, my kids could die if I'm lying. I said, you know what? To make it easier for you, you could see the kids in my house. Just because I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad. Because I want my kids to have that love of their dad. I want the love of both parents, even if we're not together. Also, the last time we seen the kids was in March on Cody's birthday. Okay? So before you start talking to me about I don't see my kids, let's talk about it. You haven't seen the kids since March. Okay? You say you was going to... Listen up. Y'all listening?
All right. So yeah, just so y'all know, because if you want to definitely check that out, I will play the whole thing because I did find the other video, but it goes on for a good 10 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have time to be up in here all day listening to Cardi go on her little rant about bitch set. So I'll just fill y'all in on the rest. So basically what she said, because, and funny enough, I have to say shout out to her because, you know, with this whole drama and everything going on, we actually found out the name of the baby. Shout out to Blossom. You know, whenever I hear Blossom, I think of Mayim Bialik and that old sitcom that used to come on NBC back in the day. So she got Culture Wave and now Blossom, who's 8 months. And so she said, and she went and spilled a whole lot of tea because she was like, well, now you out here talking about all this other mess. She talking about the amount of money that she actually spends on them kids while Offset is out here being a deadbeat and not putting up no coins. She said, my kids got their own driver. They pick them up from school, they drop them off, and they take them to gymnastics and boxing class. The kids' driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month. And then she said, Culture School this year, you didn't pay for it. That's $45,000. Wave School is a year is $35,000, which you didn't help me pay for this year at all. The Grammy winner then said that her cousin babysits her kids for $3,000 a week, and Blossom's nanny runs her $500 a day. Can I? First of all, could I be Cardi cousin? Because bitch, if you paid me $3,000 to watch your kid, that's $12,000 a month. Oh, I be living the life. So, Culture and Wave also, she says, get tutors 4 times a week, each hour for $250, and each hour is $250. Count that up. Coach's piano class, that's $300 an hour, and she gets piano classes 3 times a week. So that's $900 a week. I'm not sure how much is gymnastics and Wave's boxing class, but I pay that too. Yeah, when she went and called him Kiari, I gagged. I'm like, girl, not the government. And they said that she basically said, they were saying that he allegedly left her with that bill for a whole year amid their contentious divorce. Kiari, have I asked you for anything? Have I asked you for anything? I ain't never asked you for anything. Not a damn dime. Remember that from what Miss Seeley said to Mister? Not to be your sorry ass hand in marriage. Nothing. She ain't asking for a thing. And that's what she's saying. Now this hep out here trying to take advantage of a situation. I was like, hold on, let me find a picture of. We put the kids up because that's all three of them right there. I'm like, damn, Blossom got big. All the kids got big. Oh wait, was that the two? Because I think it's that was Cardi at the time with the two kids. But anyway, so she said she ain't asking for nothing. And mind you, this is not even including food. My kids have a personal chef that comes from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. that I pay for because people in my house don't have time to cook. Additionally, Cardi says she covers the cost of a full-time security staff to protect her children. Our daughter culture constantly used to get threats, rape threats, death threats. So I have a security 24 hours in front of my house, which I pay as well. And you don't help me with none of it. That's crazy that y'all out here talking about assaulting children. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Elsewhere in Cardi's lengthy rant, she accused Offset of being an absentee father for their kids. She said Offset has been seen Blossom for like 5 times, and she was born in September 2024. I've been trying to save face. I said, you can see my kids in my house. I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad. Well, yeah, we read all that part. I mean, she said all that already. But it's like, yeah, I totally get it. It's like when you're a parent, you want your kids to be able to experience the love and all the other stuff. It's like, yeah, I may not like your ass because you a low down dirty dog. But what I actually want is that, even though we can't stand each other, I want to be able to have the kids experience still the love of their father. Their father can still come around. I'm not going to talk trash about you and all this other stuff. I basically want them to experience what they experience and still have it, even though I hate your guts and you still ain't getting none of this coochie. You lost out on that because when I was your being a doting wife and doing everything I needed to do for you, you wasn't appreciating it. And Cardi's at her breaking point where she's fed up with his stuff. She's tired of the mess. And a lot of you fuck ninjas be expecting somebody's going to sit around and keep putting up with y'all ninja nonsense. And she said, I've had it officially, in the words of Detox from Drag Race. So in addition to that, the people jumped in the comments and said the following. So one person says, asking for spousal support after cheating 1,000,000 times is diabolical. Another person said he's definitely the reason why the Migos broke up. Another person said Offset is Cardi B's baby mama. Another person said Die Slow is vintage New York. She real mad. Sad how this all turned out. Yeah, that's why I said, damn, when somebody wishes that you die real slow, ooh, that's like fighting words. That's like, girl, I'm done with you. Another person said he's trying his best to break her with 3 kids, SMH, the weakest ish ever. Another person said, when someone says word to my mother, you know it's going to get real, okay? Because when I be saying word to my mother, word on everything that I love in this world, if I ever say some shit like that, oh, you know it's a rap. Because we all have our words that we say in New York. The cheat and request spousal support is insane. Then another person said, damn, I want to kill this ninja myself. Another person said the clown thought he had her locked down forever, so he kept effing around and expected her to stay, only just realizing Cardi helped his broke a life the whole damn time. Well, look, I've been saying it about him. Like I always said, like nobody was checking for Offset before Cardi. I wasn't checking for him like that. Like I told you, it was all about Quavo. Quavo was the standout of Migos. Him getting with Cardi was an upgrade. He wasn't sitting courtside at no damn Knicks game without Cardi B. Because wasn't nobody checking for him. Damn, I was like, maybe I should bring that picture up of him and her at the thing where he looking like, he about to go drive the car and kill Bill with a scarf around his head. Because that's what he was giving with that look. Hold on, let me find that picture. So we could, and it'll be quick, like 10 seconds. Because I was like, just so for dramatic effect. Y'all can see this picture that I'm talking about that he was wearing at the Knicks game. Because I remember that's where I first saw them, and that's what I found out. I was like, okay, these two back together. And this is before y'all found out about it, because when he was there. When you're getting used to new gadgets and buttons and things, it becomes a whole situation. Yeah, there go the photo. Looking like, somebody like he about to go drive in the passenger side with the top down. Or probably in the driver's seat, about to go kill Bill with that damn scarf on his head with the shade. He looked like Boo Boo the Fool with that look. trying to get fashion, but the fashion is wearing him. So yeah, Cardi, you know, it's unfortunate that you thought this man was going to be the love of your life, that you thought that it was going to be something amazing, epic, whatever the case was, by being married to Offset. But this is why you don't marry your F-boys. You just let them sling the ding-a-ling. Never get knocked up by him, don't marry him. You thought you locked him down, but it's like the leopard ain't changed his spots. We all know he was a bum. And if he's worth $30 million, then why the hell do you need spousal support? Like, you don't need no money. You need to go off and do your own thing and figure out what you need to do with your life. But yeah, since Cardi done moved on, since she finally was, had her breaking point, since she finally channeled her inner Bernadine from waiting to exhale, burn all his clothes in the car, and the cop told her, like, you can't be burning stuff outside the house unless it's trash. She said it is trash. And so since she went and got rid of him, and finally she scrubbed him out of her life, and unfortunately, because y'all have kids together, y'all are bound for the rest of your life, unfortunately. That's always the worst part about when you heterosexuals get in relationships. I think in some of you gays too, unless y'all decide to be smart and be like, oh no, I'm gonna have my own kids. And if you happen to come into the relationship, okay, that's cute. But if we don't have no kids together and you have no kid, we don't have no kids together, then there's no ties in our situation. You go your way, I go mine. But unfortunately, she is bound by this man for the rest of her life. And if he's not gonna step up and do what he need to do as a man, and he hasn't been doing that, and she's been protecting him in a lot of ways until he keep trying to play with her, and now she got to get on social media and expose him for the bum he is. When you go down to the courthouse and you try to get that coin, what you need to do is be like, you know what, I got all the receipts, this is all of me paying for all of this stuff. He has not contributed money to any of the stuff that got to do with his children, their tuition, their little extracurricular activities, like the sport, you said the boxing and the piano lessons, all this stuff. As long as you got the receipts showing that you've been paying all that money and he ain't give you nothing, then he gets nothing. So I don't think he has a chance of getting any kind of money out of her. He don't deserve nothing out of her. Not even her sorry ass hand in marriage. So I'll say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regards all this drama surrounding Cardi B and Offset? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.